The next part of the section is looking at a special type of triangle, which is the isosceles triangle. Now, an isosceles triangle is a triangle where two sides have equal length, and the angles opposite these sides have equal measure. So if we have two sides that are the same length, then we know that the angles opposite these sides have to also be equal. Okay, so for number 3, it wants us to find the measure of each numbered angle. So we have 5 different angles that we need to find here. And if we look at the picture carefully, we can see that we actually have a triangle here where two sides have equal length. So this is actually an isosceles triangle in the middle here. So that is going to come into play a little bit later. We are going to have to use the properties of an isosceles triangle. So they give us the 115 degrees as the starting angle. So angle 1. We can find angle 1 because we know that angle 1 and the 115 are supplementary, meaning they add up to be 180 degrees. So 180 minus 115 is 65 degrees. So we know that this is 65 degrees here. And again, my reasoning is because it was supplementary. Okay, so like we talked about, this is an isosceles triangle here. So if angle 1 is 65 degrees, we know that angle 2 also has to be 65 degrees because they are opposite equal sides. So angle 2 also has to be 65. And that's because of the isosceles triangle. Now we can find angle 3 because we know the other two angles of the triangle. So any triangle, the 3 angles have to add up to be 180. So if I take 180 and subtract the two 65s, then that's going to get me 50 degrees. And again, this is because of the sum of the angles of a triangle. So I know that that is 50 degrees. Okay, so angle 4 and angle 2, these are supplementary because they make a 180 degree angle. So number 4, 180 minus 65, we get 115. And again, this is because they were supplementary. And then lastly, angle 5. So we know that angle 4 is 115 degrees. And we know that angle 4 and angle 5 are vertical angles. They are across from each other. So we know that they are equal. So angle 5 is also 115 degrees. And this is because they are vertical. So we had a lot of different reasonings here. We had supplementary, isosceles, some of the angles of a triangle, and vertical angles.